Yeah, Rakesh. So there was some issue. So tell me now. Rakesh, can you hear me? Okay, so fine then. So guys, so here that again that I'm just going to give some details about the exam in today's class. So we will have the classes in the next class that we will have it, because still some guys are struggling with the installation. So make sure get it done the installation and as soon as possible. So then we can have the first unit. Okay. So if you have stuck anywhere in the installation part, call me. Okay. So today try with the installation part. Okay. So if you have stuck, call me. My number is there in the WhatsApp and with 47. Call me, and I possible if I'm at home, I will take the control of your system and get it fixed. Otherwise, that in the tomorrow's class, come early of 10-15 minutes early, then we will see that what is the issue of the system. Okay. So find that. So here, that yesterday's class, I have given some details, how the class goes on and how you have to practice it, how you can reach out me, that all the details that I have given. But in today's class that I'm going to give the details to you about the exam, I'm going to give the details. Okay. So now in the future that if you wanted to write the exam, 1 minute. So in the future that if you wanted to write the Linux exam, you will be having the two exams that you will be having it. One is that RHCSA, and the second one that we have that RHCE. So one is that the RHCSA, and the second exam that you have the RHCE that you have. What is that RHCSA and what is that RHCE? RHCSA stands for Red Hat Certified System Admin. RHCSA stands for Red Hat Certified System Admin. And the second paper that we have the RHC, that is Red Hat Certified Engineer. Okay. So both the paper, the cost of the exam, it's going to be 40,000 for the exam fee. It's going to be 40,000 for the exam fee. So that it's, you have to write both the paper in a day. If you write it, that you will be having the 40,000. For an example, so now I'm just going to write only the first paper now, today. And after might be 1 week or 1 month or 1 year, that I will go for the second paper. If you're going to split the exam, you have to pay 22,000 that you have to pay for single paper, which means that 2,000 you are paying more. So which means that overall 4,000 rupees you are paying more if you're going to split the exam. Okay, so here that the exam, the universal recognize this exam. So RHCs and RHC, the exam normally it starts early morning. Okay, so normally 6 o'clock, sometimes 5 o'clock schedules you will be having in the morning if they have multiple schedules. And if it starts at might be 7 o'clock, if it starts in the morning, the end with 9:30. The first paper duration, it is a 2.5 hours that you have. Okay, the second paper duration and that you have the 2 hours you have. In the second paper, that all the server configurations that they're going to ask. Okay, for an example, that they're going to ask for SSH, NFS, FTP, HTTP, and package management and mail server, IP configuration, that all it's a major networking related concepts that they're going to ask this. So here that the first paper, it's basic. Don't think that it's very basic, but up to one level that it's a basic that you have, but you will be able to clear it. If you have studied well, that you can clear it. But the second paper, it's a lot of advanced commands and the concept that you have to remember if you wanted to clear the second paper. That is a certified engineer. Okay, so if you see that the first exam, it's a 2.5 hours. If it starts at 7 o'clock in the morning and with 9:30. So after that, immediately the second paper that they're not going to start. So the second paper, if they wanted to start again, that you have that minimum 2 to 3 hours gap, you will be having it. Once you write the first paper, the examiner, he wants to take the backup of that. Whatever you have written, he wants to take the backup, and then he wants to write, he wants to set up the lab for the second paper. That it takes minimum 3 hours it takes. You will be having the long break. You can recall that between that time. Whatever the concepts and important questions that you have, you can recall it. Okay, so if you're going to write the exam, so today if you're going to write the exam, by end of today itself, you will get the result. Okay, so they're going to send it an email. Might be after the exam, in couple of hours only you will get it, or else by evening you will get the result. So in the email that they will send the result. Okay, so total marks for this exam you will be having 300. 300, 300. First paper also 300, second paper also 300, which you have to score, the 210 you have to score. That is which you have to get 70%. You have to get the 70%, you have to get it. So the 70% that is just pass. You don't have here first class, second class, third class concept here. Just pass or fail, that's all. Okay, 70% if you get it, which you get the 210 marks, which is pass. Okay, suppose if you get any candidate, if it's going to get like 209 or 208 or 209 point some change, again it's fail. Okay, because now you know what happens here. So as soon as you write the exam, so that the examiner is going to take the backup. After taking the backup, the examiner is going to dump it on the server. They have some software. So they have some server and they are going to dump it. Once they dump it, the script, they have the certain script. The script itself is going to evaluate whatever the answer that you have done. The script is going to give the marks and script itself is going to send the result for you. Okay, so this, and here that what happens that they cannot cheat. Okay, whatever promptly you have written the marks, whatever the answer you have done, so for that you will get the marks from promptly. Okay, and here the duration is 2.5 hours. You said no, exactly 2.5 hours. Your system will go for down. It's not like school and college. So when 3 hours exam, so for 100 marks, so we will tell that ma'am last line and last answer I'm doing it just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, no such stuff. As soon as your the clock will be running in the exam. As soon as it crosses the 2.5 hours, immediately it will go for shutdown. So after that, you don't have the re-evaluation concept here. So because the script is properly, it will evaluate and it will give the marks. So in the school and college, we think I have answer for all, but I have got less. Okay, but here that it's not like that. If it is relevant to that question which they have asked, if you have answer, clearly you will get the marks for that. So if any candidate is failed, again they have to write the exam. And once they write repeatedly, they are not going to specify anywhere the red color. In the marks card, you must have seen the red color dot they will mention. Overall, repeatedly they write the exam. In the college marks cards, you must have seen. But here, they're not going to do anything. It's just pass or fail, they mention that. So even the marks, they don't mention in the certificate. And it's just congratulations, you have done with the RHCSA or RHC, they write it. Okay, and number of the questions you will be having the 12 to 15 questions that you will be having it. Okay, 12 to 15 questions you will be having it. It's not that they're going to ask the direct question. Okay, do that, do this, and delete that. It's not like that. All the twist questions you will be having it. Sometimes you will be having the dependency, you will be having it. Sometimes you will be having the dependency. Make sure understand the question properly. So then you have to go ahead and answer for the question. If you're going to do that in hurry burry, what happens that you will miss the point. The main point, if you miss it, that no point of answering for that. Okay, it's a waste of time. You have to understand the questions that which have properly, and then you have to go ahead with the answer. Okay, so the next thing, you cannot copy in the exam. You will be sitting like this only in the exam. But the first question which I have got, you have got for the 10th question. Okay, so in the 10 questions, they have asked me to create the user. Okay, but for me, they have asked me to delete the user. So if you're going to copy and no use. Okay, so 2-3 questions paper, they're going to spread it in one exam hall. Okay, so that is very difficult to, you will get confused if you're going to see that other system. Okay, and whatever you have learned and whatever you remember, answer for that. And in the exam, so if you go for the question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, you don't know. So you have forgot it. So what you can do that you can leave it off. Go for the next one. So at last that if you remember, so what you can do, you can come back and you can answer for that. So you have the option for come back. Don't think that if you click on forward, don't think that I will not be able to come back. You will be able to come back. Okay. So once you come back, you can answer it. Might be when you're answering for some question, if you have stuck in between, okay, don't spend a lot of time on that itself. You have to go for the next question. At last that if you have time, try to troubleshoot. Okay, if you're going to spend that more time on that, at last that you will not be having enough time to answer for the known stuff. So because that it's a very short time, 2.5 hours and 2 hours is a very short time. So make sure you have to, if you have studied well, no, for this exam mock test and all, if you're going to take it in an hour, you can get it done. Okay, it's easy if you learn it well. So if you're not going to say, study that the well of the exam mock test and all, if you're not going to take it directly, if you go for the exam, it's very difficult because the exam setup is different. You will be having the multiple virtual system, you will be having it in the exam. Okay. So the next one. So in the future, if you get the requirement to go for the exam, don't go for the exam whenever you feel. See, whenever you feel if you go for the exam, you have to keep 40,000 rupees ready for the exam. So, and next 40,000 also have to keep it ready because in case if you cannot clear it, you have to pay again 40,000 and you have to write the exam. So it might be the one paper you have passed and second paper you could not clear it. In that case, that again you have to pay 22,000 rupees you have to pay. Okay, so that is what you can do in the future, that if you wanted to go for the exam, go for the exam in the festival time. So festival time, so Sankranti festival, Independence Day, and Deepavali, Ganesha Chaturthi, Christmas, New Year. For this major festival, they have the offer. You are paying the 40,000, that is fixed. No difference in that, no discount in that. But the second attempt, it's free for you. That is the advantage that we have in the festival time. So if it is a festival today, 1 week before and 1 week after, that's all is the offer. Don't think that you will be having months together. 15 days only that you will be having the offer. In that 15 days, you have to register for the exam. Okay. So I have to pay 40,000 and I have to write the exam for the next schedule. And if I cannot clear both the paper in the first attempt, second attempt, it's a completely free for you. You no need to pay 40,000. You have to pay 500 rupees registration fee for both the single paper. If you have cleared one paper and if you cannot clear one more paper, single paper, you have to pay 500 rupees with the tax registration fee for the next attempt, then you have to register. Okay, if you cannot clear it both the paper in one shot and 1,000 rupees change you have to pay the tax, then you can write in the exam. Okay, so that offer, it's a very limited offer you will be having it, and once the seat is full, then you have to wait for the next festival. Okay, so then again, so here the 40,000 and the next attempt you can get it clear. No, so that there is a validity for that. Only 30 days. If I'm writing the if I'm registering, if I'm writing the exam today, from today 30 days you will be having the validity of that offer. Okay, so within the 30 days that you have to get it registered for the next attempt. After 30 days, if you go and ask them, so in the term and conditions, they mention clearly 30 days you will be having the value, 30 or 35 days. Sometimes they change for 35 days also. Within the durations that you have to get it done the exam. Okay, so exam, as I told you that you will get the result for the same day you will get it. And they're going to mention that how much marks that you have got. If it is a pass, so directly they're going to send a certificate in the email itself. They're not going to send hard copy, and that they will send it in the email itself. If you want, you can take the color xerox of that. Okay, so this is all about the exam. And in the future, if you get the requirement of this exam in the companies, if they're going to offer for you for the exam, utilize it. Anyway, you're not paying it. It's that they will pay and you have to utilize that. So once you utilize that, so make sure go for some festival time, you can utilize the two attempt. If you cannot clear the first attempt, because once you clear the exam in that on, with the help of that only, they're going to release the amount for you. They're not going to give the dual attempt and all. Okay, only for once only they will pay. Make sure that you have to get it done. Why don't you use it for, why don't you register for the exam in the festival time? Okay, so this is all about the exam. Any question you have on this? Clear? Yeah. Instead of going for this exam, no, in the future, go for AWS exam after you finished off your AWS classes. That is actually easy. Exam fees also, it's less, around 13,000, between 13 to 14,000 it comes, the exam fee. Suppose in case that if you cannot clear it for the first attempt, and it will be, you will be able to pay, compared to 40,000, that 14,000 is far better. You can again, you can write that exam if you cannot clear it in one shot. You don't have any offer stuff there. Like this, you don't have any offer there. So once it is stuck and you have to get it clear. Otherwise, you can, so once take some time and go through all the concept, then again register for the exam and you can get it clear. Okay, so that is once you, anyway, some people are attending is before you finish it off your AWS classes, take the dumps from AWS Trailer. Okay, so exam questions, how that they will ask, the direct questions they're not going to ask. He will give the dumps. If you see that, you will get one idea whether how much you have to practice it still, what kind of questions that they will get it, how you have to answer it, that all you will learn. Okay. So this is all about the exam. Any questions do you have on this? Clear? Okay. So Rakesh, you was telling something, no, Rakesh? You said that you have, yeah, tell me.
I already installed. Again, you shared in WhatsApp link. Hello.
What I have sent it again in the WhatsApp.
Virtual player.
No, just now which I have sent it, is it just sometime back?
Yeah.
No, it's not for you that actually. Here, there is one more guy. For him, I have sent
Yeah.
it that, not for you. So if you have installed it, that's fine.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so fine. So I'm going to show you that. So some people already have installed the system. I'm going to show you that how you can log into the system. How you can log into the system, I will show you. And here that I'm just sharing my Linux system here. Okay. See, if you have done the successful installation of the system, so this is the window it's going to launch for you. Okay, so once this window is launched, that what you have to do in my system that I have the two user, you can see here Kumar and Redhat. So end of the installations that you have created one user who all have already installed, they will be knowing. So one user you have created in your name or some other name that you have created, that username is going to display here. Okay, so then if you wanted to log into the system, so always try to log in with the admin account. So here that you have the others. You have to go to the others and put the username as a root here and the password. Password you remember. Whatever the password you have given during the installation itself, that password that you have to give it. You remember all of them, the password that what you have set. So once you log in, that you can see in this right side top corner, you can see my mouse movement. So once you log in, you can see in this right side top corner that I have logged into the root user. That I have logged into the root user. Okay, so all of them have logged in. After the installation, you try to log in and checked it. Fine. So from the command prompt, if you wanted to see that which user have logged in, see, this is the graphical desktop. Remember, in the Linux that we have, that the multiple thousands of commands we have. Overall Linux that we have nearly 7 to 8,000 commands we have. Overall Linux. Okay, it's not that for none of them, it's not able to remember that all the thousands of commands. What is required for our day-to-day activity and what is the important concept that if you study, it's more than enough. You cannot remember thousands of commands also. Okay, so what is required for our day-to-day activity that we will learn it, and that if you remember, it's more than enough. Day by day, that you will see that some advanced concept also that you will see. Okay. From the command prompt, if you wanted to see that which user I have logged in, just right click and open in terminal. Okay, so if I go for the open in terminal and here then just run the command that the UAMI. If I run the command that the UAMI and enter, can you see the output here? That I'm in the root user. The root is the admin here. Okay, I told you, so root is the admin here. What is admin? In the Windows operating system, you have the admin account, is it? What is admin? Hmm. Yes, all the major changes, if you wanted to install something, major configuration, if you wanted to do it, or major configuration, if you wanted to delete it, all the major stuff, what you wanted to, if you wanted to do it on the server, you have to log into the admin account. Normal user does not have the permissions to do that all. He has a limited access. Now in my system, other two users I have shown, no, one is the Redhat and Kumar. He has the limited access over there. He has the limited access. So here that if you go for the admin account, all the commands can be run over here. Okay. Now here, you can see here that I have here that the date and time. If you wanted to see that the date and time from the command prompt, just you have to go for the command called date. If you run the date command, you can see the date and time. In the next class that we're going to see that how we can change the date and time. And if you wanted to see the present month calendar, so you have to go for cal. Cal it display the present month calendar it shows. So now what is the date of today? Today is 27 and July it's showing here. Okay, so like this, the command goes the day by day, that all the commands that we are going to see on this. Okay, see, as I told you in yesterday's class, initially, once we start that, so starting 2 or 3 units, it's a completely basic we have. Don't think that it's going to be the same in the further classes as well. So once we finish the 2, 3 classes, what happens that you will see that the multiple commands you will see. Don't buy the command, it does not help you for a long time. You have to understand the concept. That is what every day I'm going to give the recorded section for you. Okay, so every day I will give the recorded section. I will create the drive link for you. Google Drive link I will give it, and yesterday's one and today's one. So overall, join you and you. Okay, make sure you have to go through the yesterday's recording. Okay, I have given some details of that, how you have to practice and how you have to install. And make sure before you leave for the day, ask them to add it for the WhatsApp group. I will send the same details to you again in some time. Okay, in the WhatsApp, I will send it. So try to get it done the installation part. So if you see the yesterday's recording, you will get the idea what you have to do it. Okay. Any other question? So I just show you that how you can log in and run the commands here. Okay, like this, we have hundreds of thousands of commands we have that are all that you will see that in the further classes. Okay, so any questions so far you have in the installation or logging into the system? Clear? Okay, so fine then. So we'll wind up for today. And so if all of them system is ready by tomorrow itself, we will start the first unit. Okay, so I will speak with the management now. So after your class, then I will drop a message in the WhatsApp group. So from tomorrow onwards, that you will be having the class at 7:30 to 8:30. So 8:30 you have AWS class, no? Yeah.
Sir,
What happened?
so once again you show the how to run the program.
Which one, Rakesh?
Sir, I opened the red dot. That
Mhm. I will send it so that it's there that the recorded section. No, you can open it and check the same.
okay, sir.
Okay. So which one you are not able to log in or what?
I already login. Login the file program is running is
Okay. What is the question now? What is the exact question?
how to run the program, sir.
Programmer commands, no?
Comments.
Okay. So for that, you just needs to, after logging in, right click and open in terminal. Here is the option. Open in terminal. If you click on this, the terminal will launch. And here that you have to run the commands.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Rakesh, 7:32.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Rakesh, fine then. So see you tomorrow, Rakesh.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.